They say Valentine's Day is for love, but for some it's the day they wish they had never fallen in love at all. What if the person you trusted the most had the darkest intentions? This is the true story of a Valentine's night that ended in horror. February 14th. Snow covered the streets of Chicago and the air smelled of roses and chocolate. For Sarah, it was supposed to be the perfect night. A romantic dinner, a proposal, a future filled with love. But sometimes love is just a mask for something much darker. Her boyfriend, Daniel, had planned the evening meticulously. He had booked a cozy, secluded cabin on the outskirts of town. Daniel, just us, away from everyone. Sarah found it charming, romantic even. She had no idea what awaited her. As they drove into the dense woods, the GPS signal faded. The road twisted and turned, and soon they reached the isolated cabin. Inside, the fire crackled warmly, but something felt off. The way Daniel was acting, too quiet, too intense. Then came the first red flag. There was no cell service. Daniel, the perfect place to disconnect, Daniel said with a grin. But Sarah's gut told her something was wrong. When she excused herself to the bathroom, she noticed something chilling, a set of old, rusted chains in the bathtub. They looked used. Her heart pounded. Why would there be chains? Trying to shake it off, she returned to the table. Daniel was watching her closely. His smile had faded. "Daniel, you're not eating," he said, voice low. She forced a bite of the steak he made, but something about it tasted off. That's when she saw it, a faint reddish stain on his sleeve. Not wine, something darker. Her hands trembled. "Sarah, Daniel, what's going on?" His face twisted into something she had never seen before, cold, empty. And then he said it, words that made her blood turn to ice. "Daniel, I've been waiting for this night, for so long." The tension rises. Sarah's instincts screamed at her to run. She pushed back her chair, but Daniel grabbed her wrist, too tight, too strong. Terror surged through her veins as she yanked away and darted for the door. Locked. She spun around, looking for anything, any way out. Then she saw it, a trail of footprints in the snow, leading to the basement, and then the sound. A muffled whimper. Someone was down there. Her breath came in shallow gasps as Daniel moved toward her, slowly, like a predator savoring its prey. You weren't supposed to see that. With all her strength, she grabbed a candle holder and smashed it into his face. He howled in pain, giving her just enough time to sprint toward the kitchen. A knife! She needed a knife. Her hands fumbled through drawers as Daniel stumbled after her, blood dripping down his cheek. He lunged, but she ducked just in time, grabbing the sharpest knife she could find. But love had nothing to do with this. With a scream, she slashed at his arm and ran. This time she aimed for the window, smashing through the glass and tumbling into the freezing snow. The impact rattled her bones, but adrenaline pushed her forward. Behind her, Daniel roared in frustration, but she did. Bleeding, frozen, and terrified, she ran until she saw headlights, an old couple driving down the hidden road. They took her in, called the police, and Daniel was arrested hours later. What they found in that basement was worse than anyone could have imagined. He wasn't planning just one Valentine's night of horror. He had done this before, and he would have done it again. Sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones who hide in plain sight, pretending to be someone they're not. And sometimes the strongest survivors are the ones who find courage in the most unexpected places. Sarah's ordeal was a reminder that true horror doesn't always come from the dark. Sometimes it comes from the heart. Valentine's Day is supposed to be about love, but sometimes love is just another word for obsession, another word for death. So the next time someone whisks you away to a secluded getaway, make sure you know who you're really falling for. Happy Valentine's Day to you, and stay safe. If this story sent chills down your spine, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. There are more terrifying true stories coming soon. Sleep well if you can.